I've been using this Waitiee 3-in-1 charger on my bedside table for about 6 months now, and it's pretty awesome. It can charge 3 things at once. It'll charge your phone, it'll charge your AirPods, and it will even charge your Apple Watch all at the same time, which is pretty awesome. The blue slow pulse, sort of like the light is breathing, means that it's charging okay. So all 3 of these things are charging just fine right now. If you have the phone off a little bit, it will actually try and let you know by flashing blue and green. That usually means that either a foreign object has been detected or you've misaligned one of your devices. It'll charge both AirPods Pro and your classic AirPods just fine. They're both compatible with the charger, so that's great. Now, there are 2 things to note about this charger. The first is that it doesn't fold down like some other chargers for travel. It won't fold flat. That's actually okay by me because it's actually a lot sturdier than the ones that I've had where they do fold down. The last one that I had a panel that folded down here. This part folded down and it was always collapsing on me. This one will not collapse on you. So it still tucks into a suitcase or a carry-on just fine. It just doesn't fold down. So something to note. The other thing to note, and the more important thing, I think, is that it does not play well with a regular USB power supply. It ships with a 9 to 12 volt power supply, and you really want to make sure that you're using the original power supply with it. The first time I took it traveling, I just unplugged it from the wall, left my power supply that came with it behind, and thought I would just use the power supply that is in my travel bag. Unfortunately, when I plugged it in, I found that it didn't play well with that power supply at all. I just happened to have a 5-volt power supply here that I can show you. So it's flashing green here. Flashing green, it means it's not happy actually. But it plugs in and charges my AirPods still just fine. It actually charges my Apple Watch also just fine. But where you run into trouble is when you try and charge your phone. In fact, you see it's blinking blue and green here. It's angry. It doesn't like the 5-volt power supply. So the funny thing is that it will charge all 3 degraded. It's a degraded charging experience to be sure, but it will not charge my iPhone 15 Pro Max in its regular position. In order to charge the larger phone, I have to actually turn it upside down, and then it will begin charging. Weird, right? It'll charge my regular iPhone 15, no problem. It's only the Max size that it has a problem with charging right side up and has to be turned upside down. So when you travel, you're going to want to take the original power supply with you. If for some reason you don't have the original power supply or you want to get one for traveling, you need to make sure that you get a power supply that will supply at least 9 to 12 volts. Okay, so I'm going to plug back in my original power supply that supplies 9 to 12 volts. I'm going to plug in my AirPods. I'm going to plug in my Apple Watch and set my phone on there. And we're back in business. Charging all 3, no problem. Slow breathing blue light means everything is good. So those are just the 2 things that I think that are really important for people to know before they purchase. But overall, I'm very happy with this charger, especially with how sturdy it is, especially compared to the other bedside chargers that I've used and travel chargers that I used. It's really a nice, sturdy charger. So overall, I would recommend it, and I hope that helps.